Hey, everyone. Okay, so welcome to our Valentine's Day opportunity to love on other people. And today is less about training and more about serving. And so our project today is creating Valentines for, Cheyenne, I'm going to kick it over to you in a sec. Well, actually, Cheyenne, why don't you tell us who they're for and then I'll pick it back up.
So we have a nonprofit called Kavada Storehouse, and that we work with children in foster care or children that are at risk of being removed from the home or children that are aging out of foster care. So we have about 23 boys. It was 25 at one point, 23 right now, boys that are in a group home that we will be doing a Valentine party for. And so we thought it would be sweet to have little notes to go along with their gifts that we're getting them. So each boy will get a hoodie. We did a Christmas party for them. They each got brand new shoes. And so we just thought it'd be fun to have a little note in there. They may not have ever had a note from somebody that is kind like that, right? Like maybe nobody's ever taken the time to say you are seen or you are loved, or so we just want them to know that even though they're in a very difficult situation, they're not alone, that people are praying for them and that they are seen. So that's what it's about.
I love it. Okay, that is so cool. So in getting ready for today, we sent out a download of little cards that look like this that are already done, and we can color them in. Or if you didn't get to the download, if you're a printer challenge like I can be sometimes, you can easily just take a piece of paper and either fold it in half or fold it again, half and then half, and create your own. I went through supplies that I already had, and I have some stickers that I might put on there. I have some colored pens. I realized not having littles anymore how depleted my markers and my crayons. Like I was like, oh, I'll just go grab crayons, and then I was like, have I even had crayons in years? So I'm working with what I have. So what are some of y'all's fun supplies that y'all brought up?
I just have colored paper. I thought I might cut this out and put it on the paper. I do have crayons, ex-kindergarten teacher. There's always crayons, glue sticks in my house.
Oh, is that you made me think, okay, because what's odd is I usually do too, and that's why I didn't even think about not having crayons. And then I was like, wait, where are they? What did I do? So anyways, but I figured what we'll do is we'll just spend some time working on these because we definitely want to get them out. And then maybe at the end, Cheyenne, you can just type your address in the
I'll put it in the chat.
chat. And then that's where we're going to send our note cards to. And how many would you say we need to
We
do?
have 23 boys.
Okay, so, you know, we have a light load here, but if you're watching this on the replay, I will, when we post the recording, we'll also have you message us for Cheyenne's address if you make cards. That way we're just not willy-nilly giving out your address, Cheyenne.
Perfect. And your kids can make cards, and that's the fun thing too. It doesn't have to just be us. It's something you can do as a family.
Yes, I love that idea. And these are all going to boys?
All boys.
Okay, so maybe we use more reds and blacks and
And these are teen boys. So these are anybody like in middle school through high school.
okay. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm just coloring in and doing some dots. Okay, so I had some fun trivia that I thought would kind of keep the conversation going. Although with this small group, I know we could just easily just talk about whatever. But I have some fun trivia that may be fun to share with your families and your, you know, coworkers if you're working during the day outside of your house. So here's the first little trivia, and they're all Valentine's Day-ish related. So on average, how many times a day would you say your heart beats?
Ooh.
All right.
Well, so
Yeah, like
beats per minute, when you think beats per, like when you're working out,
yeah.
it's up to like, 170 or 80 beats per minute, but just resting is probably more like 120. So 24 hours a day
Look at
times
you.
100 would be 2,400. I would say 3,200 times a day.
A day? Okay. So they said on average, and I don't know where they're getting their facts from, 100,000.
Oh,
Because
Oh,
if you think about like beats per minute, right? Let's just say even, let's say someone who's inactive, they're probably beating at 70 beats a minute. Now you're making me math. I don't math, but let's try it.
that's what I was
I was-
thinking. Y'all
yeah,
are really
I-
smart.
I was doing, I did 120 times hours, not minutes.
Right. So there's what, 60 minutes in an hour. So we'll go 70. Let's say 75.
And then,
I want to know where they got this math. 75 times 60 and then times 24.
yeah.
So that's, I did it high because that's 108,000. So that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah,
The fact that I just mathed with y'all, even though it was with a
Oh,
calculator,
yes.
I mean, just be impressed because
I'm impressed.
I usually
was impressed when Erin even started talking through it. I'm like, I don't
I know,
know.
me too. Well, me too, because I already knew the answer because I looked this up and I was like, wow, we're really doing this? Okay, we're gonna figure out how we get to the number. I was just taking it for what it was worth. Like I don't
I'm gonna see what my heart rate is.
know, what
Just
is your heart rate?
Well, just sitting. I don't know. Let's see here. Um, hmm. I don't ever really look at this unless I'm like actually in a class and it does it for me where I'm not even having to try.
So I
Oh,
have,
here's heart. No, I don't know.
this screen up where it tells me like anytime I look at my watch, how
Mhm.
like it's this screen. I don't know if you can, oh, look at me.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
But at the very bottom, Aaron, it should say your beats per like in
Oh,
the
I
white.
didn't add. Yeah, mine doesn't have that.
So
'Cause I think-
mine, well, I'll do mine right now. 16 minutes ago, mine was beating at 75 beats per minute. But I think I have a high resting heart rate because that's usually like mine's usually between 70 and like I'd say 65 and 75, depending on what I'm doing. But I just got back from a walk too, because I had to do it in increments today because I don't know, I just didn't do it first thing this morning. So I'm doing 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. And so I actually went out on my walk like this. I'm sure I look like I do have joggers on, but I went out with like my little denim shirt on and my little earrings and
I'd be sweating.
oh, I was sweat. I mean, trust me, this isn't pretty. This is all at this point. I'm gross, but I was like, I wanted to dress Valentine's Day-ish for
Let's do.
our pay, and yeah. So are y'all okay? I have a question for y'all. Are y'all doing this sourdough?
Yeah, when is that?
with with Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel, yeah. Yes, I did sign up for that. It's next
Is it
Tuesday
the
morning.
13th? Is it the 13th?
Yes.
Oh, do we
I
need
need
to? What time?
Did you get your little oh, I think it's at 9 or something. I looked at
don't have
that
a
before I
starter
signed
yet,
up.
but 9:30. Yeah.
I got my starter in the mail.
You did?
I paid for my starter.
I paid for mine too.
away.
You know what though? You know what's funny is I don't know where it's at. Do you ever do that? You like open mail and then you're like you cast it aside for now because you don't need it.
Yes.
So
When
I
did
just
you get
realized
the
that.
mail?
Maybe Friday or Saturday, Friday,
Well,
Thursday.
she said that some were like they were going out in increments, and
Oh.
I was a silly girl and paid for mine, but didn't tell her where to send it. So she's like, "Hey, I need you to fill out this form." I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess you would need to know."
Oh, I don't know that I gave her my address either. Now that I think that, now that you say that.
You may want to get in touch with her. She tagged a couple of us, and then I guess I didn't see the tag, and she messaged me. and was like, "Hey, girl, need your address." I was like, oh yeah, I forgot."
Let's see.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, according to the National Confectioners Association, how many cocoa beans does it take to make a pound of chocolate?
Cocoa beans to make a
Mhm.
pound of chocolate.
Yeah, 1 pound.
Well, so you take 5 cocoa. Oh, I'm just kidding.
I was like, how do you know that?
My goodness. No, I do not know that.
Okay, so
Well, but should we guess?
I'm
Sure,
gonna
well-
say 1.5 million cocoa beans to make a pound.
woo, that's aggressive.
I was gonna say like 1,000.
Okay, so if we were on the Price is Right, you both were over. The answer is
And I was, how many?
400.
Oh, way over, Cheyenne, way over.
Hey, but I
They're
mean,
close.
I did kind of set us up for, you know, we're going high, because with the beats per minute, it was,
Yeah, that's true.
okay, let's see.
It's
Okay, this is kind of fun, especially, and then I think this opens up another topic. Okay, how many calories are in a glass of champagne?
Okay, I
Per
might actually. Oh, go
the
ahead.
NIH, I don't know who that is, but
The National Institute of Health.
so yeah.
Smart today, Erin.
Thank you, Aaron.
Well, you guys are, I mean, you're throwing me softballs here, but I mean, my degrees are nutrition and exercise science. So
That's true. So
you're kind of throwing me some softballs.
I like it. I like it.
Okay, so champagne, I'm going to say how many ounces does it say?
Oh, just a glass. So maybe your
So probably
standard.
3 ounces,
Four to, oh, okay.
4 to 6, probably, because they're smaller.
Probably. I'm going to say 140 to 180.
Okay, so I have good news for you. Are y'all champagne drinkers ever?
Occasionally,
headache.
if I'm at like
New
one of
Year's?
those fancy places when you walk in and they're like, "Would you like some champagne?" Sure.
Yeah, being ushered in and they have the silver tray.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
so the
85,
yeah,
Or
84.
70.
84.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
my glasses of champagne must be like 12 ounces.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's see.
You're just including the orange juice.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, like yeah, do we ever drink champagne without orange?
Or you said a glass. I thought you said a flight of
Yeah,
champagne.
you're like, wait a minute, that's not how I consume the champagne. Okay,
Flight of
so
roses.
approximately how many roses are produced for Valentine's Day each year?
Ooh, interesting.
Kind of a wild.
Roses.
5 million.
Yeah, I
Which-
think it's got to be up there.
Or I think it's gonna be more though, because
I'm going to say
it
501 million.
I say 1 billion.
Right? So it's 250 million.
Oh,
Okay.
That's surprising, right? The question kind of throws me a little bit though. It's like, how many roses are produced?
Yeah.
Like
So,
it feels like a weird question, or the way I get the question. It's just proposed interesting, like it's produced, not
Mhm.
grown, not Anyways, okay. Oh wait, this was a good way. Where did that one go? Okay, I lost it. Let's see. How about with a population of 108 people, which U.S. state is the home to the town of Valentine?
108 people.
Mhm. Has 108 people. Wild. Do you have any guesses for states?
it's a town in, what'd you say?
So it's a town that has 108 people in the United States. Which state does this town, I guess, house?
I'm going to say Vermont.
Okay. Shane, you have a guess?
Valentine, Florida.
Well, I'm sure there is a Valentine, but this one that they're referring to is in the great state of Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
course, everything's in Texas.
You're like, you did that on purpose.
I'm just teasing. Oklahoma is always in some kind of a rivalry, it seems, with Texas for some reason or
I mean,
another.
I don't know why. So weird.
No,
Mm,
so weird.
so weird. Okay.
The name of the town, does it say?
Huh?
It doesn't say the name of the town?
Valentine.
Oh, it's Valentine, Texas.
Yeah, Valentine, Texas.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I
The
not?
name of the
I could have phrased that weird. My bad.
No, I probably am not listening. I'm coloring.
I know. Well, I mean, I'm getting so far on mine because I'm also
the
but I'm gonna do these and send them to you because
trivia girl.
I love what we're doing here.
I do too.
I do
And
too.
here's some ideas for those that are watching this back on the replay and maybe doing this with your families. If you don't know what to write, you could easily maybe throw out some ideas. Y'all can't even tell I'm doing the little dots on these. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. So I'm keeping in mind these are going to boys, so I'm trying to do it a little bit less girly. But we could do Bible verses. You could just write a simple one-liner and maybe taking some of these that are from the pre-printed ones, just saying you are seen, you are loved, you are cherished. I maybe something as simple as I'm praying for you.
Mhm.
What are some other?
These boys do go um, to church. So the home that they're in does have them going to church.
Okay.
So this isn't something shouldn't be
Yeah.
foreign to them. You know what I mean? Like it's not,
Yeah, they have a foundation
mhm.
of going to church regularly or being in the word on some level.
Yes. And so when we did the Christmas party, we literally I had a boy tell me this is the best day of my whole life. We've
Wow.
never been able to do things like this before. I've been in other group homes and we've never been able to do this. And
So Cheyenne, are they there for like a certain amount of time? Like
I mean,
tell
there's
us a little bit.
as far as I know, there's not like you come in and you stay only for this amount of time. But they do move around a lot.
Okay.
So the good news is since Christmas, we've only had one leave and one come in.
Okay.
Well, that's not true because we had 25 at Christmas. So we've had 2 leave, maybe 3 leave, I guess, and 1 come in. But they don't know. They don't know when their time may be time to go. And it may be they move to a different home. I mean, it's kind of bizarre because they don't know what tomorrow brings. So they don't know about this party that's coming because if they do get moved, we don't want them disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
We have to be very careful and what they know is coming and just because disappointment for them is the norm, so we don't want them to be disappointed.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. It's definitely a good reminder and perspective of, and I think for, those of us that have kids at home, this is good for them to hear too,
Absolutely.
life doesn't always look the same for everybody.
That is true. And it's really sweet because when I walked in, so I'll tell a little bit so you can work on yours and but just tell a little bit about these boys. So the way we got even involved with them, we started the nonprofit last summer.
Mhm.
And my friend Kelly, she's a speech pathologist. She was asked to fill in at some schools until they could find a permanent teacher. So she kind of, I don't want to say she subbed before, but she only did it part-time because she just loves children, right? And so she said, okay, until y'all can find a permanent teacher. Well, one of the schools she was put at was for these boys. We had just started a nonprofit for children in foster care, and she gets put at a school with 25 boys or up to 25 boys that are in foster care, that are in a group home. So these boys all live together in a group home, and the school district has a school just for these children. So that's where Kelly ended up. And, you know, she fell in love with these boys. Just, you know, when you're working with them, you see more than a child that's troubled, right? And she told me about them, and we've been praying for them, and we decided to have a Christmas party for them. And the school, it's part of a public school. That's what blows my mind. The school is, but the district, because these children do have some struggles, they can work their way into the main school. But they have to work, and they have to work hard. And anyways, so Kelly had told me about these kids, and when I walked in, my thought is middle school, high school boys, that they were going to be stinkers, right? Like, I'm picturing big, burly boys that just
Unruly.
unruly.
Yep.
And I walked in, and they're babies. I mean, yes, they're middle school to high school, but these are boys that want to be seen. These are boys, yes, they have trauma. But these are boys that just want to be seen. And one of the little boys told me, he said, you know, this is the best day of my life. And we were talking, and I said, so let me ask you, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because we want these kids to dream, right? Because when you stop dreaming, it's done. It's
Yeah.
done. I mean, and so he said, you know, I think I want to be a chef. Well, one of the girls, one of my good friends that was there with us, her husband's a chef. And so I told him, and he said, oh, do you think he'd come see me and show me how to cook? And that's when we started realizing we need to do more in the sense of mentoring. So we're hoping to start a mentorship program, and maybe once every couple of weeks, take a group of people that, hey, you like art? Come sit over here and let's do art. You like to play games? Let's play games. You're an athlete? Let's go out here and play basketball, or let's do this. You want to be a chef? Let's go in the kitchen and cook. Like, so we're really excited about what's to come. But his little face just lit up. And here, he's Hope's age, you know, he's a kid that's Hope's age. And so later in the day, we were talking, he goes, I can run really fast. And I was like, you can? And he goes, yeah. And I'm thinking, that's my Hope, likes to tell us what she can do, right? And what she's good at. And he said, you want to watch? And that's what just made me realize, like, these boys just want to be seen. So I went back out there into the gym with him, and he's like having me time him, like literally like your small child would, right? Like, he just wanted somebody there cheering him on. And so anyway, so these cards, I think, you know, sometimes we think, oh, are these boys really going to care if they get this card? 100%. For them to know somebody else is thinking about them, 100% important to them. So anyways, just a little bit about what we saw that day, and what, you know, what they've inspired us to do, and just so thankful and so kind. And like, when they were in line for their pizza and Chick-fil-A nuggets and different things, they took what they needed. Like, you would expect them. I was kind of worried, like, are they just going to pile everything on their plates? But they didn't. Now, when we said they could come back for seconds, they did the same thing. They just took what they needed. And it was just, I don't know. I don't know. So what my perspective of what these kids would be like and what they truly were, they're babies. And I don't know if that's the Lord just let me see them as small children. But they're sweet kids that just have had a really hard start in life. So
Well, I love that we're taking the time to do this, and I really hope that, you know, we have people that watch this on the replay and feel led to add to, you know, our cards that we're making, and to send some Cheyenne's way, because, it's little things. Often I find, even in my own family, that it's the little things that go way further than the grand gestures or the grand gifts. It's that small moment of, taking time out to run an errand with someone, or go grab a cup of coffee, whatever it is, right? Like it's the small gestures that make a difference. And, we're not talking about necessarily training in plexus, but I think it's definitely something, since we're connected that way, that we can be reminded of too, that it's the small ways that we choose to take care of our our customers and our ambassadors that can make a huge difference. It's, I think sometimes we forget the power of just making a call or a quick text saying, going back to these cards that were pre-printed, that you're loved, you're seen. Hey, I'm so glad you're here, and
Right.
especially in an economy that's kind of nuts too, right? Where I think we're kind of forced to slow down a little bit because, you know, most people are having to cut back on their budget on some level. And so I think just to be able to acknowledge people is, an important thing to do.
I agree. And if you're watching this replay and you don't have time to do it before Valentine's Day, we also have first night bags. So those are bags that have everything a child would need for their first night that they've been taken from their home. And so it's pajamas and clothing and toothbrush and toiletries, just right, and a stuffed animal and a blanket. But we can put notes in there too. So the school that Hope goes to, Williams Middle School, they have a class called PALS, and they also have a leadership class. And those kids got together and they raised money and they got to go to Walmart and they got to create these first night bags for teens that are going into foster care. And so these notes can also go into those bags as well. Probably not Valentine's Day because we don't know when they'll get them, but you are seen, you are loved, so you can take this. You can cut off Happy Valentine's Day and just do whatever, so just know if you're seeing this later, this is something you can do later on too, that we can throw in those bags. Because we were actually at an organization the other day, my friend Kelly and I that started Kava, we were at an organization called, gosh, my mind's going blank, something world. Anyways, I'll get back to the name of that in a little bit, but it's a really neat organization. It's like Amazon for nonprofits. So, and for police officers and school counselors. And basically they go in, say, I have a family in need of clothing, and gives a size. That stuff is delivered to that officer, that school counselor that day, or food or whatever it is. So, anyways, one of the things they do are these little cards that they put in with the packages. And they said those are the things that are the most commented on. So not only does this mom or this dad get to see that their family's receiving food or clothing, but then they get a little card. And they said those parents have commented more on those cards. And it's just a quick, you are loved. God loves you. Like nothing, it's on an index card. It's nothing grand, right? But it's a thought that somebody thought of them. So
I think it goes back to that whole grand gesture versus simple thought, right? It's truly the thought that counts. And
yeah.
I think that's so cool, because I'm gonna tell y'all, with mine and my lack of supplies, like I'm literally like my perfectionist self is over here going, I want more supplies. But again, it's such a great reminder that it's the sweet moment of like, okay, maybe you don't have your matte pencils. It's okay.
Yes.
Do you understand? I'm about to order me some matte pencils and crayons and markers, just because I think it's also good. Like, this is something I would like to do more than just today, learning more about it. I'm like, oh, there's a need here.
Yeah.
you
There
know?
is, for sure. And that organization, I just remembered, it's called Trusted World. So if
Okay.
you're in the Dallas area, and you have gently used clothing, and you don't know what to do with it, Trusted World takes it. And so,
Okay.
and they do like a 5-point check, like it goes through 5 different things. So if there's stains or tears, or they just get rid of it and they recycle it, and they get pennies on the pound, I think, for those recycled clothes, but then they turn around and buy underwear and socks because they said, no matter how many times you try to, you know, recycle or give away underwear, you never want to give away somebody else's underwear. So, but that was a really neat organization.
I love it. That's so cool.
Mhm.
And they're always looking for volunteers. So
How did you come to, like, how did y'all?
find out about Trusted World.
Mhm.
So the Rockwall sheriff and his wife are really good friends with my friend Kelly that I started the nonprofit with. And they told us about it. And so, because they do partner with police departments and school districts and different things. So the Rockwall Sheriff's Department, can call them and is part of it. And so that's how we heard. So
I love it.
yeah, it was really neat to see.
That is really, really cool. Um, Hold on, I'm gonna get us another, probably time for trivia. Hold on. I'm a bad hostess. I'm like letting the party die down. I'm like,
No way. You're a great hostess with
I
the money.
need my, you know, turntable or something. Okay.
Wiki wiki.
Wiki wiki, exactly. Um, okay, that's boring. Okay, which mammal boasts the largest heart?
Ooh. Mammal?
Mammal.
Elephant. But I bet it's gonna be something that's smaller, so it's gonna be tricky.
T-Rex. I win.
Yeah, you win. I mean, forget what this trivia answer is. Aaron wins. Actually, a whale.
Oh, whale's a mammal?
Yeah. Yeah.
Warm-blooded.
Well,
I don't really.
yeah. It's a mammal because isn't it? No,
Yes,
yeah.
it has a blowhole and no gills.
Has to have hair, right? Like to be a mammal.
And they have to have mammary glands.
Memories.
I'm pretty sure that's true. Don't they
Okay.
have to?
No, it has to feed their babies with milk. We did learn about this. I taught this in kindergarten. I just didn't love the whale. It has to have, it doesn't come from an egg, right? Like
Right. Like you have to birth it. That's right. Like
it gives milk to its babies. It has fur. Yes.
like hair, right? Like some kind of hair. Is that true?
Yes, it has
Right?
to have fur.
Like
Yeah.
that's literally from the banks of elementary school. I'm like, it has to have hair, right? Okay. So
I'm impressed by us.
I am too. What percentage, okay, in 2023, I guess that's important, maybe. What percentage of Americans planned to celebrate Valentine's Day?
In 2023.
Planned.
Planned, like you had a
What
plan.
percent? Is that what you said?
What percent?
56%.
I'm gonna say like 22%.
All right.
I was gonna say 38, so.
All right. Okay.
Right, in the
So y'all are all within, but 52%. So just a little over half of Americans plan. So my question is, bringing it personal, do you celebrate and how do you celebrate?
We do something with the kids. So we get those Papa Murphy's heart-shaped pizzas and just decorate the table and like just get some balloons and just do something like with the kids because they're young and easy still. No boyfriends and girlfriends really.
Right. So what about y'all? I don't know, Michelle, I know you're juggling work as well as joining our party, and we appreciate you and we see you. So thanks for accepting our invitation to be here.
Yeah, sorry I can't make cards with you, but I will make them later.
You're good. You're totally good.
So as like a couple, Josh and I don't really do anything for Valentine's Day. But I always do something for the girls. Now they have boyfriends, so I make them do that with their own money. That's not mom's money.
That's right.
But I still make a certain, like we make a meal and then I have like usually chocolate covered strawberries or some type of dessert for them. But in the last few years, I don't do actual gifts for the girls anymore.
Yeah. I think that's good too. You know, like so little, right? I always Sadie, I always have to reel her in. She'll send Valentine's Day ideas, and I'm like, you do realize this isn't Christmas, right? Like we always have to insert that reminder of like, hey, whatever you're asking, you know, whatever ideas you're throwing out there, they need to be like $25 ideas, not $150 ideas.
Yes,
Okay, Cheyenne, what do you do?
we do fondue.
Oh,
Well, and I don't know that we'll do it this year because that was something we always did with our older two, but Tram and Hope don't love it as much.
okay.
So I don't know what we'll do. This is, yeah, we'll see.
So we're similar to y'all. We do quiet family. Like we usually do like a dinner in
Mhm.
and just more intimate. We do like Steve and I do not do Valentine's between each other just because I guess he thinks it's stupid. I don't know. You know, like it's just he's like, I show you other times. I don't want to do it at a time where it's quote expected. And so it's not that he doesn't do anything ever. It's just we don't expect it on Valentine's Day. But I do, and I guess we do, but mom makes it happen. Something for Sadie. And you know, but as she's gotten older, I've just told her we used to do all the little tchotchke things, right? But now I usually just do one nicer gift for her. And I think she said this year, I said, what are you like? Because you know, they change these kids and you like, do you want makeup? Do you want, you know, would you like, what are you thinking? And so she sent me a couple of ideas, but she said she thinks she wants to get her ears pierced, which Sadie does not have her ears pierced. And so I thought that might be something fun, especially with her going off to college next year and wanting like, you know, fun game day earrings and things like that. So
Yeah.
that might be her gift. And maybe like a sweatshirt from Amazon. She sent me this boring sweatshirt that she wants. I'm like, well, that way she has something to open, and then we're also having an experience. And she did have her ears pierced. Last I do get this question sometimes. She did have them pierced when she was younger, but she just wasn't at the age where she understood, and she kept pressing the earring back on her ear, and to the point where it dug back into her earlobe, and her earlobe started growing over her, yeah, by Cheyenne.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're totally good. Her earlobe started growing over. So those came out, and then she's kind of had a fear of having her ears pierced. But just recently, she was like, I think I'd like to do that again. I was like, okay, we can do
You
it.
could get her some of those little heart huggy Amazon earrings.
Yeah, wouldn't those be cute? I mean, I think you have to let your ears heal, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it's like 6 weeks or something with the official ones.
that's a cute idea, though, Erin. Get her a fun pair of earrings for once they do heal.
I recommend taking her somewhere other than like Claire's or the mall.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna do like a tattoo shop.
Yeah.
But I also said we're not getting you a tattoo. Not that I think she wants one, but I just said, hey, we'll go to
Just
like
clarify.
a tattoo shop and we'll get it done that way. So kind of fun. I'm so focused on doing these little dots on this heart. Sorry, y'all. I'll get us another trivia. I also, like, while we're on the call, and I don't know, Michelle, I did a little video on our team page, but I'm super excited about the automation for the Sunday night call. And so I just think it's good, you know, I love it for so many reasons. And one of them being you don't necessarily have to wait till the Sunday night call to put somebody in that chat or the automation. And then also, I think it's a really great tool for like if you have people that they think they want to do the business or share that have been with Plexus for a while, you can point them back to that number to get plugged in and say, hey, do this for 6 days. Let's connect every day and let's see where we are in 6 days.
So good.
I love it. Okay, so after candy, what's the most popular gift consumers give on Valentine's Day?
Chocolate.
That's a good
Gummy
guess.
bears.
That's my love language, but
That's
it's
chocolate.
yeah, I would have thought it would be chocolate too, but it's greeting cards.
Oh. John loves to give me a card. I don't. If you guys enjoy giving greeting cards, I think that's amazing. I personally would rather spend the $5 on chocolate.
Yes, I'm with you. I've told Steve, especially with how much cards cost today. Write me in. Hey, get out a piece of notebook paper and write me a note if you want to do a card. You know, like get creative or don't get creative. Put it on an index card. Like if you feel the need that's something, but do not go spend $5 on
Card.
that. Right. Okay, this is interesting. And I feel like it's on the heels of what we were just talking about. So in 2023, consumers on average were projected to spend about how much on Valentine's Day per person?
I think I read this last year, but I don't remember. It's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Is it in the hundreds? That's what
Yeah.
I thought.
I'm definitely not. Although I say that, I say I'm not showing this to Sadie. She's an only child, so I bet we do this for Sadie, but not like if I had multiple children, I would not be doing this.
So what, like 120?
Okay, it's 190.30, which I think is
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
That is
Right.
a lot of
Like
money.
when Aaron, you have 4 kids. I mean, that's $800.
Christmas.
That's yeah, I was about to say that's wild to me. They've got to be talking about like dating adults.
That's what I'm thinking. Like out to dinner, some flowers.
Right. Which in this economy that can totally,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, I don't foresee me spending that much on my kids.
Listen, I know that your Pearson, like this year we might spend close to that on Sadie, but again, she's an only child and
She's a senior.
she's
I
a
mean,
senior. I mean, like it's just different. I mean, I've always said this. I mean, there's perks. This is one of the perks of an only child is you can do a little bit more.
don't tell my family that.
Yeah.
If I hear it once, I hear it 1,000 times. How come we can't? Whatever. And I'm like, because if
Oh,
I do
girl.
it for you, I got to do it for all of them.
Listen, we do that even though with the only child. You know what I'm saying? Like she hears no as well. Like
Yes,
what?
of course.
Well, like I'll give you an example. Like for her graduation, she's like, she wants a friend trip, she wants a family trip, she wants a party. And I'm like, we're gonna have to do some deciding on what we do. And if you want a party and a trip, it might be a mediocre party and a mediocre trip. So I would hone in on what you really, really want because I mean, and Steve definitely the way he grew up, he's of the mindset like you shouldn't have it all at age whatever, right? Like in your teens, like you need something to work towards and for. And you know, like even if we could, we're not, is his
Right.
you know, because he's like, we want to have money to retire with. Is always his. He's like, could we right now? Sure. Does that impact our retirement? Yes. So
We're gonna need that.
yeah, we're gonna need all that. I mean, I need to travel. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Mama needs to travel.
So yeah, well, they say here's no, and probably my mama heart probably more so than I would want to say no, but that's also, but she hears yes a lot too. Okay, let's
Mhm.
do one more and then I'll let you girls get on with your day. Okay, this is kind of a fun one and a light one to end on. Um, okay, how many heart candies come in a single box of sweethearts? So you know the little message candies. How many do we think?
30.
I'm gonna say 48.
Okay, y'all are both really close. It's 36.
Oh.
So anyway, so I guess what we'll do is we'll just wrap up our little small party that we had here. I want y'all to know that I'm grateful for y'all. Like I love y'all, and you know, the community that we have here is precious. I love the fact that we are going to do something like this once a month. So it's not just for Valentine's Day that we're going to have one meeting a month where it's just more light, fun, less training, more fun. We threw a little bit of training in here, but you know, kind of can't help ourselves. But I hope this act of service inspires you to think of other ways that we can serve others. And my prayer is that we can fill these boys and Valentine's mailbox or whatever, however we're giving these to them, that we can at least get Cheyenne 20 something note
Mhm.
cards, because many hands make light work.
Yeah.
Happy early Valentine's Day, everyone.
Thank you, Rainey. This was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.